Hey everybody, my name is Kalle Slaap, watchmaker in the Netherlands, and I would like to give you a workshop tour just to show you what we are working and how we are working here in Groot-Schermer. This is the old grocery shop of the village, and it is perfect for what we're doing. Nice and stable floor, air conditioning, excellent alarm system, which is important. And here is where we welcome our guests and students. We have an extensive library of many watchmaking books, even from the early on, from the 17th century. And students can read the books and have a look. And we wanted the authentic, nostalgic feel if you come into the workshop. You can repair watches in a container at sea and nobody will notice the end result of your work. But we want to be open, I'll show you in a moment, and the nostalgic feel, especially because we were working on vintage watches. So here, 3 guilloche machine, engine turning. There's the straight engine. It's a Lienhardt Swiss made in probably 1928. Here the Rose engine. An Thiel, it's a German brand. And that one, if you have some more information about this one, please let me know. As far as we know now, it is a one-off, but maybe there are more machines. It is a relief cutter. So here you got a pattern and the cutter is going in and out. And you don't see that too often in watchmaking. And for the other machines, if you're not too familiar with guilloche, it is mechanical engraving. And if you want to learn more, please have a look at the Schaublin dials of Kalle Slaap. She's the master in this, and I learned so many things from her. And it is purely decoration of dials, of case backs, of parts, and that's what we use it for. Lovely, lovely machines, all hand-driven, no electricity whatsoever, and there's nothing so relaxing until it goes wrong, but the engine turning itself, it's so relaxing and just a lovely, lovely profession. Here we welcome our clients and we open the watch with them present, and because you don't have to be a watchmaker to recognize quality. And we have a look inside the watch and we can make a quote straight away. It's so much easier to just point out, look at this broken screw or rust or whatever, or the beauty of a movement with this camera and showing the client the inside of the watch helps so much with making a quote. And it is nice to have a before and after look in the movement, so the client really appreciates our end result, what we are very proud of. Well, this is Kupfer, a German gear cutter, extremely heavy but stable. And a gear cutter is simply removing material between the teeth and then rotate and another cut. And that's how you make the wheels. Lovely machine, very complete with all the accessories. And we are always interested in old watchmaking machines. And if students come here or interns, we let them use the old machines just so they get a feel for the tradition and how they did things the old way. And we got many parts. All in the chest of drawers, all the older parts in a wooden cabinet because of the humidity. and all the, well, new old stock, it's all in the, can be in the metal, no problem with that. As you can see, our workshop is a bit eclectic. Professional for over 15 years now, but there's an organic way of growth of our workshop. We're in this building for 4 years now. It's been an old grocery store of the village, which is excellent for the purpose what we're doing here. But you can see, it is not, you got a lot of money and now you're making your dream workshop. It is organically grown with all the parts and the machines we could acquire over the years. 2 cleaning machines, one for pre-rinsing and fabrograph. We use this all day, every day. And the profile projector or comparator. We've got a bit of a problem with the 20 times lens, but we're working on it. And we use that for quality control and for making parts. Lovely, lovely machine. Over here, 10 workbenches for, again, for students and for our team, restoring vintage watches. These are all ex-Rolex, these are all ex-Cartier, and lovely to have them. A cheap but hard floor, so if anyone, not me obviously, but if anyone drops something on the floor, you hear it immediately. Nice and white, nice and light. And this is, I'm not sure if it's the correct term, but it charges dust particles. Ionization it is in Dutch. I'm not sure if it's a one-on-one translation, but electrically charges dust particles, sucks them in, and make it sure that we can work in a clean environment. It's very important. Over here, all the tools we need. Students can use them as well. And with courses, we do the replacing of a balance staff, for instance, and then everybody can work on the tool. Even kijken. Well, here are all the tools. We get many students here. For instance, the course for balance staff replacement. Everybody's got their own staking tool and they can work parallel. Yeah. This is quite funny. This is all measuring tools electronically. And all of these are replaced by just this one. And well, of course, for some tuning fork, they've got some specialized tools, but that's one simple tool replaces just about every single one of them. Well, this is where I do my streaming. Well, obviously YouTube Chronoglide. Maybe you see this via another medium. Just 4 cameras. 1, 2, 3, and 4. This is the wobbly cam because every time I touch the bench, it goes like this. Face cam and the bench. And here, of course, under the microscope. Everybody's here working under the microscope because you can see things so much better, obviously, but it's so better for your posture, for your back. So that's why everybody uses a microscope. Well, the lathe. This is the first one I got, the Schaublin or Habeger Schaublin 102. 102 is the distance between the middle of the axle and the bench. So this is a 102 and this is a 70. It's just the space between here. Lovely, lovely stuff. But this one was the one I got first. So if I have to make anything, this is the first one I go to because, yeah, we're mates. Mayford we use for cutting wheels, the larger wheels. And cutting thread is excellent for that. Very delicate and accurate drill, bore, drill. Very accurate, and we can use it for perlage as well. So decoration and very accurate drilling. Well, over here there's more serious machines. To be honest, some of them we don't use for 6 months. But if we have to use it, we're so lucky to have them and that they are accurate, calibrated and ready to go. So a 3D milling machine, Smutzige Helmut. We got him from Germany and he was so rusty. It's a 3D copier. So here is with a touche the original, and then you can scan the original and it's milling out here an identical piece. You can enlarge, you can make it even a mirrored image. We got all the tools and the goodies with them. And Ewout, hey man, made this bracket for an extra milling attachment, water cooled, 24,000 RPM, so really high revolutions. So we can do the pre-milling, and here we've got a digital readout. And then we can do the end milling without clamping it. Yeah, it still can be clamped in, so very accurate, because the center of this mill is always the same as the center of that wheel. So we just move the part. Here we have an EDM, Zinkvonker, and it is contactloos verspanen. So without making contact, you're removing material via high tension, high voltage. So you fill it with oil, and without actually touching, you are removing material. Lovely machine. This one is from 1968. So in this workshop, maybe one of the more moderns. If you can look here, it's almost impossible with any other tool to make a hole not through and through, but to make really sharp edges, because you always got a radius of your milling attachment, or you cannot file out to make it straight. So maybe you can imagine a symbol on a crown. It's not through and through, and it's almost already used for this one, this machine, to make a lovely symbol. Here, polishing room. Lucky enough to have many polishing machines. The blue one is my favorite. Here, double spindle with artifacts and just polishing. This is Elmar's favorite. I like to polish standing up. He's sitting down. Very heavy machine, but nice and stable. So we can do the work up front, polishing and finishing, matting, satinage, all here. Tumbler and the wet room with the ultrasonic bath. Glass cutter, Chronoglass. This machine is a work in progress. We're going to use it as a lapping machine. Here, we did some experiments. I got a lovely result. Yeah, lovely machine. To get under an angle and then make an excellent, beautiful facet on watch cases, watch case backs. So we're going to use it for a lapping machine. Here, Deckel FP1. I'm fond of Deckel. Hauser and other brands are excellent, but we got used to Deckel, and it is affordable and interchangeable with parts, really important. And this machine, I think this one is from the mid-60s, but this Deckel FP was even on German U-boats, the submarines in the Second World War, because with this machine you can make almost every part for an engine, for instance. So the Deckel FP1 was very important even in the submarines. Dutch brand, Hembrugge, original weapon manufacturers, artillery, but lovely smaller machine, highly versatile and accurate, funnily enough. But that one is my favorite. I use it not all the time, but if I do some milling work. But this is lovely as well. Hier, komslijper. Make it perfectly flat, and there is a stepless change in height, so you can do slithers, making it beautiful and nice. Agathon. My love for Agathon comes from Hendrik Korpela. Hendrik, hi there. Thank you so much for your lovely time in Le Locle. He's madly in love with machines like this, and he made me see how versatile this is, so I am madly in love as well. The gear hobber. Do you remember the gear cutter removing material between the teeth? Well, here's a wheel, and that is cutting more teeth at the same time. So, same result, different technique, but Micron, vind je niet, Michiel Holterichs? Micron is fantastisch. I share my love with Micron machines with many other watchmakers. And you've probably seen Fat Bertha before, Dikke Bertha. 1959. Here, we got it from Germany, and it's fun. Deze machine kostet 45,000 Deutschmarks in May 1959. And 45,000 D-marks seems a bit abstract to me. What is the real value? And then I looked up car magazines from 1959, and you could buy 11 Volkswagen Beetles Deluxe new for the same price as this machine. So 11 new cars is this machine. It is highly accurate. To the I mentioned this before, maybe you heard it before, but if you're new in here, it can only drill a hole. It's about 1,800 kilos, Fat Bertha, and very accurate in where you want your hole. We made it with a digital readout. Well, Edwin did. Edwin, dankjewel daarvoor. And with a camera. It is accurate to 1,000th of a millimeter. 1 millimeter is really small. That is, even kijken, not 2/5 of an inch, I think. Well, but a millimeter is very small. Imagine 1,000 lines between that millimeter. Well, 1,000 is abstract in my brain anyway. And per line of those 1,000, that is how accurate it is. With an, how do you call it for? A repeating fault, repeating error of 7 thousandth. So 5 holes, and there was only 7 of those lines between a millimeter difference. So it's highly accurate. We adjusted the primary drive and made it into a V-belt of a Mercedes car, and that is so much more stable, and then we could get this accuracy. Lovely machine. As you can see, nothing CNC, because we are restoring watches, vintage watches, in an authentic way. And in my view, and please feel free to disagree at any moment, if we are making parts the authentic way, with the authentic machines and the authentic high quality base material, then we get so close to the original that there's hardly any difference between the original and the finishing we can do, just like any of the original parts. And I refer to this obvious, so maybe you heard it before, but for us the biggest compliment is if you cannot see what part we've made, because it is the same as the whole as the original. That is the highest compliment. Another comparator. Oh, this is maybe nice. If I'm boring you, please feel free to do something else. This is a medical microscope, but I saw it in restoration of paintings. It's got a very large focus point, brandpunt. So with this one, we can place it next to the machines, and at a safe distance, you still got a beautiful microscope view on what you're doing, very accurate. And we made a tube with adjusted a tube with an extra camera. So in the future we can stream working on the machines on the microscope level as well. But that's for the future. But yeah, it is possible. Another beautiful gear cutter machine, only 7 ever built. Lovely stable machine, doesn't look too professional, but it really is. And a Meteor cutting machine. That's about it. Well, we got an oven. We got several ovens I thought for enamel, but we can use it for the future for a heat treatment for steel. So it's more stable before we do the machining. I really do hope you enjoyed the small workshops introduction. Maybe you've seen it before. As I said, you can see it is organically grown. So it's a bit eclectic, but all the machines are, for me, so high level and lovely to work with. And yeah, we can get the accuracy and the end result that the clients are paying for. So quite proud of that and of our team using the machines. Again, thank you so much for watching. Really hope you enjoyed it. Please have a look on our YouTube channel, Chronoglide, or on Instagram. And check our website for the book, Watchmaking Explained, and the courses we do here in our workshop are readily available for you guys. So that is on chronoglide.nl. I hope to see you soon. Thank you. See you. Bye-bye.